Thank you. Welcome to our 2025 Key to Change Spring Salon Fundraiser. Today is a special day because we are celebrating the incredible mission of this organization, which I founded 8 years ago. Our mission is to inspire underserved youth through world-class music instruction and to support their development as self-aware leaders. Over the past 8 years, hundreds of students have received violin and viola lessons all across South King County. Students have received weekly lessons, worked with professional musicians in guest master classes, been invited to perform as guest soloists with regional and professional symphony orchestras, including the Seattle Symphony, performed for important luminaries, including Dr. Jill Biden and the former Vice President Kamala Harris. They've also participated in a number of outreach performances and presented talks on Zoom and all over the community. Our students have been very busy for the last 8 years. Additionally, Key to Change is the recipient of the Community Stages Fund, a fund that is sponsored by the Seattle Symphony. And so as a recipient of the fund, students have been able to open and appear as guest soloists, making their professional debuts with Seattle Symphony, perform also with members of the orchestra, and attend dress rehearsals right here at Benaroya Hall. And of course, Seattle Symphony and Benaroya Hall host our annual Solo String Festival and our fundraiser like today. What's been most exciting about Key to Change has been the community that has been developed, and I think we all experienced a little bit of that community in the reception earlier. Students from all across South King County have come together and built friendships and bonds that would have never been built elsewhere. The diversity of our students within the organization is extraordinary, and the support for building oneself up and gaining self-confidence has been infectious. Students from all different ethnicities, socioeconomic backgrounds, and playing musical levels have been able to come together each week and celebrate what it means to excel and thrive through music lessons. We understand that music, violin or viola lessons, is just the vehicle to the larger picture, which is their personal development and success. Now, as I kind of mentioned to you a little bit earlier in the reception, I know a lot of you live here in Seattle proper, and traveling to Renton or Des Moines is a bit far for you. Making the trip south on I-5 at the end of a workday can be exhausting, especially in the rain. The majority of you here have not seen one of our classes. You're just accustomed to hearing our students perform, which is basically the final product of what students here have been working so hard for months. However, today's program will be slightly different than what we've done in the past. You will hear 3 students perform pieces for you that they are currently working on, and they will receive one-on-one instruction directly from yours truly. This is your opportunity to see how our students learn and adjust in the moment. No pressure. It's literally the mission of Key to Change of providing world-class music instruction to our students in action. We will also today celebrate the achievements of our students and raise money to continue to support the great work that our students are doing here in this program. And we will also honor Leanne Moss and the Renton Regional Community Foundation with our Community Achievement Award. The Community Achievement Award recognizes a community member and/or organization's outstanding accomplishments in achieving the core values of Key to Change, which include providing excellence for diverse artistry to exist in a community and in inclusive opportunities for underserved youth to excel. Through both Leanne and the Renton Regional Community Foundation's wide range of community activities and accomplishments, they have provided tremendous value to the community and are in alignment with our overall mission. Before I go on, I just want to again thank all of our sponsors and remind you that today's donations that you give towards our organization will be matched dollar for dollar by John Gordon Hill, up to $10,000. And we've already received a couple of contributions today, also from our friends Ann and Nelson for $1,000. Thank you so much for your support, and for all of you again for being here. So now I think we're ready to start the masterclass with our students. As I mentioned earlier, we will hear 3 students who will perform pieces that they are currently working on in our studio. These are incomplete pieces right now. I will provide feedback to them. I will sit right there in that chair and listen along with you. And these 3 students in particular are preparing for our Solo String Festival, which will take place right here at Benaroya Hall next weekend. And these 3 students, alongside all of our other students, will compete next Saturday for prizes, which include college scholarships, instruments that they can own and use, and make appearances with the Seattle Symphony, as well as other regional orchestras within the community. And I just want to say, it's a really big deal to make your solo debut with an orchestra. I didn't make my solo debut with Seattle Symphony until I was 30. Our youngest student made her debut at the age of 13. And just so I can shock you, she had only been taking violin lessons in our program at that time for 2 years. So that's the other kind of competitive advantage that we have, is that students who are in our program, they learn at an accelerated rate where they can stand up and audition and potentially play for the Seattle Symphony. So the 3 students that we will hear are varied in their skill levels and abilities, musical abilities, and I'm really excited for you to hear them. So our first student, Mason Nguyen, he is playing the viola, and he started in our program almost 5 years ago. He enrolled in group lessons, and then during the pandemic, stayed within our program and then transitioned to individual lessons, private lessons, before enrolling in our elite Young Artist Academy, which enables students to take private lessons twice a week, which also has a piano accompanist in it. Since he has been in our program, he has made his professional solo debuts with the Northwest Symphony Orchestra and the Seattle Philharmonic Orchestra. And next week, will compete in our Solo String Festival for an opportunity to play with the Seattle Symphony. Mason plays the viola, not the violin. The viola looks very similar to the violin, and you can see I've got my viola and my violin over there. The viola is a larger instrument with a deeper lower register versus the violin, which is smaller in size but has a more high-pitched sound. Mason will perform the first movement of the Telemann Viola Concerto, and he will be accompanied by Chris Powell, our staff pianist. Let's welcome Mason as he comes. are you?
Pretty good, honestly.
Good. That was good. How do you feel that went?
I feel like it's not one of my best, but I think it's still pretty good.
Okay, so let's focus first on 3 things that we did well.
I really like the musicality of it. I also like the tone of it throughout the entire thing, and I also like the chord I played during the cadenza.
Okay, good. Yeah, all of those things I think are good. What is kind of one thing maybe technically, and one thing musically that we can kind of work towards in the next 10 minutes, or that's kind of bothering you?
At some parts, I just felt less confident than others. I think it's just because I played those parts more often. My hands also felt a little stiff.
They felt stiff. Okay, all right. Well, you know, the second time always goes better than the first time, right? That's what they generally say.
Actually, no, don't they say the third time?
The third time? Listen, I think it depends on what we're talking about, but sure. Okay, so, you know, I think this is your space, right? And as a performer, and this isn't just with playing the viola, this could be with making a presentation, right? This could be, you know, doing a monologue if you're an actor, right? This is your stage. This is your space. It's not theirs. It's yours, right? And so when you come out here, I kind of saw you walk out like, oh, Lord, here's.
But I was waving. I was smiling.
You waved, but it was kind of like, hi, right?
It's a big area.
But it is totally a big area, but you're bigger. You're bigger. And all of these people here, you have to remember, there is no one in the audience saying, come on, Mason, mess up, dude. Let's go. Come on. Oh, you missed that F sharp. I knew it.
There's definitely some D1 haters out there. You know?
But there is no one, listen, you're always going to have a hater. Who cares? Guess who's on stage? Is it them? It's period. It's you, right? So because you're on stage and they are not, it's yours. And when it's yours, you get to do and express whatever it is that you want to do, right? So I think we have to get more in the mindset of, this is my stage. This is my hall. These people are here to hear me. What a privilege and an honor it is for them to come hear me and for me to be able to share what I do and what I love with them. And when that dialogue starts to happen, where you're expressing, then they're with you, and they're like, oh, yes, I want more, yes, right? And you're giving more, and they're receiving more. It becomes this amazing dialogue of creating art, right? So I want you to try again, and what I really want to see is a big breath before you begin, because I saw you, but it didn't come out, right? And we need that, breath at the very beginning, okay? So let's just try it. Chris, maybe give him like 2 before, and start again, and inhale through the body, exhale through the bow arm. Let's go. Great. Okay, very nice. Except, you see that light back there? That's where your sound needs to go, right? Because right now, you're just playing to yourself. But there's people all in this hall who need to hear you, and that light needs to hear you. And that's where I want your sound to go towards. So when you start, can I just start with you? lot more bow. I want a lot more of your sound going right there. So your F holes need to face out, right? And imagine that your bow is the target for that light, okay? Try it. Really big forte. More bow. And phrase. More. Now grow. More bow. More. Good. Much better. So good. So as you make a crescendo where you're getting louder, right? That's what crescendo means, is to get louder. What do we need to do?
Use more bow, more speed, more weight a little.
Yeah.
It really depends on the crescendo,
Okay, so in the crescendo that we just finished, we're gonna use more weight, more speed, right? We're gonna use more bow, right? So I want it to almost feel like you're using the entire bow by the end, right? Okay, can we try that? So maybe start the second entrance. Like really hold on to that B there, right? I sometimes hear it feels a little stagnant, but I want right, so the B, right, connect the B to the E there. Crescendo? Yeah, can we actually though? I want you to go all the way to the end there because the orchestra comes in right after. So if you die, right, then it doesn't really make much sense there. Try it again. Now start to grow more. Crescendo. Hold. Good. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah. Now, I want to go to the infamous spot that always, you know what I'm talking about, right? That we've got to go to that because I feel like it's a little bit, it's more mental for you. And I wonder if we might consider singing it. Ya-da-da, ya-da-da, right? So we need a big breath in. And then the exhale of that. Can you sing, please? I'm putting you on the spot. I'll say. You're getting the real world experience right here. Okay, and I want us to do that with piano, okay? Because it's a breath issue, right? Ya da da. Ya da da, breath. Ya da da, ya da da, crescendo more. Da da da, ya da da. Wait, but you didn't go to the focal point. Ya da 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 dee da da. Right? You're climbing the ladder. Ya-dee-da-da-dee-da-da, right? I really want to hear the climax of the phrase there. Can we try it one more time? We have to sing it one more time. Come on. Here we go. It will help you immensely in your playing, I promise.
Yeah, it has before.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Can't deny it, honestly.
Big breath.
Ya da da, ya da da, ya da da, ya da 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 ya da.
Breath. Right. So it's so important as a string player. I mean, look, the reason why these instruments were created was to imitate the human voice, right? And so we have to sing. We have to use our voices. It's not about if it sounds good. That's not the point. It's the shape of the phrase. It's the shape of the music. What is it that we want the listener to feel and experience when they are listening to us play, right? So our bow arm is the breath. It's the voice that helps us, right? So let's try that right there. And I really want you to sing through that right arm, okay? Good luck. So, in other words, come on with me. Right, and I want that's the note that you really have to sing on. Etc. So I really want the top note to sound glorious. Let's go. More. Vibrate. More bow, more. Yeah, my last comment. It's like a gift. Give me the gift. Then you can take your time before the cadenza. Last time. Go on. Now it's yours. Own it. Own it. Make it up. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Listen, it is not easy taking a lesson in front of an audience. It is not. Great job. Bravo. Our next student is somewhat of an anomaly in terms of the type of professional experience she's received since joining Key to Change. Since taking lessons at Key to Change, she has performed twice as a soloist with the Seattle Symphony. She's performed twice with the Northwest Symphony as a soloist, twice with the Federal Way Symphony as a soloist, and she made her first appearance with the UW Philharmonia in Meany Theater. She's also performed and met Dr. Jill Biden and former Vice President Kamala Harris. Above all, Eden has been a positive role model to all of our students who all look up to her and admire her. This fall, Eden will attend Seattle University and major in psychology. Shout out to Eduardo Penaver, president of Seattle U. And she'll continue her violin studies with me while she's a student there. Eden will perform an excerpt from Caleb Von Jones's piece, Farewell, with Chris Powell accompanying her on piano. Let's welcome her as she comes. Good. Good. It's good. Look, this piece, so just to give a little bit of context, Farewell was written by a friend of mine, Caleb Von Jones, who is a cellist, lives in LA now. At the time he wrote this piece, and actually you had just started lessons at Key to Change, so this is in 2020. Caleb did a residency in South Africa for about 7 years and was moving back to the United States from South Africa and wrote this piece on the plane, which is called Farewell. And there is the excerpt that she played. There's actually 7 different variations of the theme, and the specific theme is based on the South African anthem that they sing for you when you leave home. So this is a variation of a South African theme to give you a little bit of context. So why am I telling this story to them and also to you? Because this is it. It ends. Farewell. Bye. Like, see ya. I'm off to United States to start my new life, right? Or I'm going home. I'm going back to the United States. And I feel like that's what's kind of missing. Like, I think this is the last variation in the piece, and you've got to say goodbye for the last time. But it can't be sad. Like, you're excited. And you're a senior, you about to go to Seattle University, you about to be in the dormitory. Like, let me paint this picture for you real quick. You about to live on the dorms, you ain't gonna be at home anymore. Let me paint this picture for you. Farewell, mom and dad, bye, right? Like, I need that energy in the music, right? And you're not gonna be like, okay, bye. No, you like, yes, I'm 18, I'm out of the house, I'm out to have a new life and make new friends. All of that energy needs to go into this piece, right? And as the piece continues to build, I need to physically see your excitement. I need to feel it. I need to know you are like, I'm out. This is my new life. And the D, the held note is like, yes, that's what I need. Does that make sense? So why don't we just start on the very last note? Let's kind of work a little bit backwards. Let's hear the last note, the D. And I want a big breath of like, yes, from you. Clearly, you ain't that excited about. You want to do another year of high school? Is that what we talking about? Because that's what it sounds like, right? I need, yes! I need that excitement right now, right? That's what I need in the right arm. Let's go. Like like you're and it's also the lift, right? The lift also is part of the character that I need to hear, right? So really, like, let it rip at the end. Yeah. Now, I want one more thing. Can you smile? Yes. And I want, as you are lifting that bow, I want your smile. I need a Kool-Aid smile from you. I need to see teeth. I don't want to see the mouth closed. Like, I want yes. And you can even say yes at the very end. Like, I did that. Like, that's what the music requires. It's getting there. It's getting there. We're almost there. But I think you're yes. Like it really needs that at the very end, right? Try it again. All right, we'll take it. Good. Good. All right. So the other thing is it's a little jazzy. Ba-da-dum, be-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dee. Yabba, ba-ba, bum, bum, bum. Yada-da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? Can it have a little bit more swag to it? It feels a little stiff. Right? Let's go. Like, I really want to feel like you're doing something very different. Like, let go. Two. And more about how do we get that? Can we make it really percussive? a little attitude, just try the pizzas. Like, really give it to me, Eden. Imagine we're playing two square. I have the ball, I bounce it to you. You bounce the ball back to me. Here's the ball. I'm literally passing the ball to you. Yeah, that's it. Now, bring your finger a little bit higher up on the fingerboard. That's it, good. I want the last thing I want for the F sharp is I want it to be like, imagine you touched the stove, ouch, and it was hot. That's how I want that F sharp, right? And so the release, like if you touched a hot stove, ouch, that's the movement I want your right hand to have, ouch, especially on that F sharp. Try it. Imagine touching something hot. You want to get burned, don't you? Ouch. Just put your finger out and go, ouch. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, try one more time. You're worried about the pitch. I'm more worried about the attack. That's it, yep. There you go. That's it. Good. Now let's go from there. And I want it to sound like you made it up. Try that. Go on. Good. Right, I wonder, especially, like, I really want you to take me all the way to the top of the phrase there. So this, can you practice just once quickly for me? Just on an E string, you're starting out with a little bit of bow, and as you use more bow, I want it to grow and get a little bit louder. That's it, good. Now concentrate it with a smaller bow. Good, but I hear a little bit of I want you to follow through. So no dips in your sound. In other words, I don't want to hear it suddenly get soft. Continue the attack in the string. Good, now use that same stroke on that. Yeah, good. That's better. Good. Good. Very good. Now I have one last thing is we've got to hit the infamous big spot, and you know what I'm talking about with the note at the very high note. So using that same kind of stroke there, I wonder if we could play a little bit more into the string, and I want you to think of holding the violin up almost like gravity, letting gravity help you as you ascend. It's a scary part for sure, but you've just got to own it and go for it. Try it. Now that Chris knows where it is, you could do it again. Good. good. Okay. So, but this time, yum buddy da 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 dee da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 da. Right? It's almost like, oh my God, right? At the very end. So as you ascend, do we want to use more bow, less bow? More, for sure. And I want your sound to go all the way to the back. So have a little bit more attack. Now, on stage, it might sound a little scratchy, and that's okay, but out there in the hall, it's not gonna sound like that, okay? Let's try it again. Yeah, great. Could it go a hair faster? Could you go a hair faster? It feels a little slow. Good. All right, last time, I wanted to go a hair faster. The reason why is because the presto comes after that. And I want it to feel like you're organically moving towards the fast, the fast section there. Presto means lively. So we want it to feel like you're easing into the liveliness of the music rather than, okay, now I'm gonna be lively. I want you to take me to the liveliness with the tempo. Last time, and I'll help. Yeah, great. Now, last time, can you do that one more time and move on? Just so that we can feel how the presto feels, and then we're done. Good job. Great job. Bravo. Our final student is Shiko. Where is she? Oh, who just started taking lessons in our program this past September. Since joining Key to Change, she's made remarkable improvement on her instrument, and the results have been wonderful. She's the first chair violist in her school orchestra and has competed at the state level solo and ensemble contest. And remember, she just started lessons in September, and she has done remarkably well. Let's welcome her as she comes. She's gonna play for us the piece number 1. Let's just do piece number 1 by Caleb Von Jones, the same composer that we heard just a little while ago. Enjoy. You know, a lot of people underestimate the power and the toughness of playing a slow piece. Because when you play a slow piece, there's all sorts of things that can go wrong. Shaky bow, shaky leg, right? The nerves, you know, of being in control of the instrument as well as the music, in a lot of ways, is more tough than playing something fast. So bravo to you for getting through that. Good job. The thing that I want to talk to you about very briefly is just expanding your voice, you know, and maybe having a bit more color in those special moments. Like, have you identified where those special moments are where you're like, man, this is my part?
Yes.
Yeah? Where? Is there, do you remember, like, where specifically?
The climax of the piece when I hit that C. That's like.
Okay. So then let's hit that. Let's get into it, because as the audience member, as the listener, I want to be like, oh, that's her moment. That's it. Yeah, I'm with you, right? And I feel like you could show that more. Could we start at the second inning, please? So the when we get to the like, which one's more important, or is it the C or the F?
I think it's the C.
It's the C. So you want an accent there on the C? Can you show me?
Okay.
Can you just do it then? Personally, I think the F might be a. But if you can also do the C. It's up to you. Just show me, like, really exaggerate it.
Okay.
Start right on the C. Now my question for you is it the first C, yada-dee, or is it yada? Because you come back to the C a second time. So which one is more important? First C, second C?
That's a good question.
I know.
Um,
Yada-dee, yada-dee, or is it yada-dee, yada-dee? Like, which one do you want? You get to choose. Chocolate, vanilla. Which one do you like?
I think the second one sounds better.
Okay, all right. So if you're right, so then you have to make more of a crescendo then on the so that we really feel like, oh, that's her moment.
Okay.
Right? So technically, say the name crescendo, save here, and then speed the bow up for the F. Can we let gravity help us and lift the viola as we go to the second C? Crescendo. Good. So now, okay, fine. So when we get to the very end, ya-da-dee, ya-da-da-dum. How about piano? Ya-dum. So it almost feels like a whisper, right? So I really want to see, in other words, a huge contrast in your sound, in the volume between, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and oh my gosh, this is amazing, right? So the contrast in sound and in color needs to be really, really different. Crescendo. More. Piano. Yeah, could you, sorry, stop you. Could you think of, like, by right? I wanted to have this feel like, oh my God, they're leaving. They're leaving. You see them back there? Bye. Right? And you have to do it discreetly. Bye. That's your chord. Bye. Right? So say goodbye. Almost like I was saying to Eden, where she's like, bye. You're like, bye. Give a proper bow.
Oh, okay.
Good job. Can we give a round of applause for all three of our participants? So, as you have just witnessed, our students here in the program are pretty incredible. It's been such an honor to watch all of their progress and use the violin and the viola as the compass to help them navigate through their young lives. The transformation that we've seen in our students has been wonderful, and we are committed to continuing to assist our students even after they have graduated. So, I told you at the reception that I'm a guy who loves surprises, and here's a little surprise. We're debuting a new award today. This award is called the Outstanding Student Award that will be given to one student who has upheld the values and the mission of our program, both within our studio walls. This Outstanding Student Award will be given to an individual who represents artistic and scholastic excellence that is not only exemplary, but inspiring to all those who encounter this individual. The recipient of this student award will not only receive a trophy from us, but they will also receive a scholarship that totals $5,000. The recipient of this year's Outstanding Student Award has set a very high bar of excellence in not only how she performs, but also in how she practices and studies for her lessons each week. I'd like for this student to come to the stage. The winner of this year's inaugural Outstanding Student Award goes to Eden Palos. Congratulations. You can take that. Take it all. You're young. Go sit down. Congratulations. So Key to Change just turned 8 years old. Did you know that 30% of nonprofits don't make it this far? They can't do things like this. And of those that do, they don't have Key to Change's stability. They're on thin ice, burdened with debt, and struggle to deliver their mission. But because of you, our supporters, and the amazing success of our students, Key to Change is growing and becoming more impactful every single year. But this milestone represents more than a statistic. It represents lives changed, futures shaped, and a vision that began decades ago through my own work as a teacher and an advocate for youth. One that is building a new generation of leaders through music, creativity, and self-expression. We have laid a foundation, a strong one, a really strong foundation that is rooted in student success, financial acumen, and organizational responsibility. But make no mistake, our work is far from over. You've seen the headlines. NEA just happened where they're cutting organizations' funding left and right. Lots of turmoil, division, systemic breakdowns all across the country. And the young people are feeling it the most. That's the truth, adults. They're feeling it. And that's why Key to Change exists. The students you saw on stage are our mission in action. They are proof that world-class music instruction isn't reserved for only the wealthy or the privileged. They are proof that exceptional talent is all around us and in our community. This art form belongs to any child who has the passion and the drive to pursue it. And right now, there are thousands of students all across South King County who are waiting for a responsible, accountable adult to believe in them. And that's where you come in. You've met Dr. Natasha Cubitt, our new music instructor. You've had a chance to see the atmosphere that we create for our students. You've seen our teachers. You've seen me teach. We've never had more capacity to expand our programs and reach more youth and make an immediate, positive, lasting impact on our community. But we cannot do it without your support. The funds we raise today will go directly to expanding our reach this summer and beyond. So this isn't money for like someday. This is money for now to launch our new programs, serve more families, and invest the tools, the people, and the communities that will nurture and uplift these kids. So I'm asking you all here that whatever you plan to give this afternoon, consider giving more. Because we're ready and stable. We are deeply committed to this work for the long haul. But moments like this, which call for urgency and courage and action from all of us. So your gift is not just a donation, it's fuel. It's fuel for our staff, our students, and our future. Your support ensures that the values that we believe in, which are equity, creativity, and perseverance do not disappear, but grow through organizations like Key to Change. We're 8 years old. We are on the path towards our 10-year anniversary. And then our 15th anniversary. So this moment right now really matters. Let's respond to what's going on in this world. Let's respond to the breakdown of institutions by building something better together that will last. Adults, let's do our job and support these young people and help this organization continue to succeed. Let's all donate because that's what we're here for. Thank you. So I'll give you a moment to scan the QR code and make your donation. And I'll chat with you in 2 minutes. Okay. Thank you so much as you continue to make your donations. If you're still doing that, that's totally fine. I just want to move along with the program. There's a QR code in your program. If you do not have your a program, please raise your hand and we'll make sure that you have one. Thank you. Each year, Key to Change awards one individual or organization with our annual Community Achievement Award for outstanding community achievements. This year's recipient is Leanne Moss and the Renton Regional Community Foundation. I'd like to call first to the stage Janelle Johnson, who will help present this year's award. Janelle, welcome.
Ya da da, ya da da. It's not the critic who counts, right? It's the man in the arena who strives valiantly, paraphrasing Theodore Roosevelt there, but that's one of my favorite quotes. And thank you, Dr. Morris, for inviting us into this amazing arena today. You are such a gifted educator and a caring human. You have just a special way. Doesn't he have a special way of just making people feel seen and heard and loved, which is what we all want, and that is such a gift to this world. So yes, pull out your wallets. We don't want New York to poach him, people. I just feel it in my bones. So back to my notes, but it is my stage, because that's what you said. So my name is Janelle Turner, actually, formerly Johnson, but that's okay. And I'm the managing director of a philanthropic advisory firm called Viola Engaged Giving that's headquartered here in Seattle. And I have to tell you, I work with individuals and families who are looking to give with greater purpose and joy in their lives. And when they're looking for new ways to have impact and expand their horizons in their giving, I always recommend Key to Change. It's one of the organizations that just stays at the top of my list. And also, the Renton Regional Community Foundation. When Dr. Morris asked me to honor Leanne Moss and RCCF today, it was a resounding yes, and this is a surprise to Leanne. Where's Leanne? There you are, friend. I met Leanne a few years ago and immediately just fell in love with her. She is such an amazing human, so this is an honor. As Dr. Morris mentioned, every year the Key to Change Board of Directors honors an organization that's going above and beyond to uplift our community. In this case, the community is on the east side, which, as Dr. Morris mentioned, he is from Renton, I'm from Kent. I was raised in Kent, so this has special meaning to me in that sense as well. So this year we didn't have to look too far. I'm thrilled to present the 2025 Community Achievement Award to none other than Leanne Moss and the Renton Regional Community Foundation, or as I like to think of them, Renton's Philanthropic Dream Team. I want to tell you a little bit about them. Since 1999, our RCF has been showing us what it looks like when generosity meets strategy. They're not just writing checks, they're building bridges, and sometimes rebuilding systems. Take their Care Together Fund, which is Communities Aligned for Racial Equity. In December, they granted over $133,000 to 27 organizations tackling issues like food insecurity, housing, and mental health, many of them small, mighty, and previously off the radar of traditional funders. No lengthy grant applications, no 15-page logic models, just trust, relationships, and results. It's like trust-based philanthropy in practice. I've had the joy of attending Celebrate, the Community Foundation's annual gathering that honors Black, Indigenous, and people of color and women-led organizations. And if you've never been, you're missing out. Great people, incredible work, and probably the most affirming room you'll ever walk into. This year, little shout out here, it's on May 15th at New Beginnings Christian Fellowship, a Black-led, open and affirming church doing powerful work with, of course, Renton Community Foundation support. And then there's Leanne Moss, who leads the Community Foundation with vision, warmth, and just the right amount of cat memes. She loves cats. With over 25 years in the nonprofit world, 15 of those at the helm of the Women's Funding Alliance, she's been advancing equity through leadership, policy, and good old-fashioned community organizing. She started micro enterprises, launched racial equity initiatives, and served on more boards than I can count. And yes, she's even been named Puget Sound Business Journal Women of Influence. As someone who's tried to influence a teenager, I can tell you that's no small feat. When Dr. Morris asked me to help present this award, I said yes before he even finished the sentence. Leanne, you're the kind of leader we need more of. Brilliant, bold, and committed to making philanthropy not just generous. So please help me, join me in celebrating the remarkable Leanne Moss and the Renton Regional Community Foundation, our 2025 Community Achievement Award honoree. Thank you, Leanne, for leading with heart and for reminding us that change is possible.
I said to Janelle, you sneak. I just saw her on Friday, and she didn't mention anything about this. Just a quick couple of things. Chico is going to be performing at our Celebrate event on May 15th. We love partnering with Key to Change. And so that's a motivation to check us out. And also a big, just a trip down memory lane. 7 years ago at Celebrate, we gave out a Rising Star Award to Dr. Morris. And I think you would all agree that he has more than risen. He's in the stratosphere. This has been an amazing event seeing you in action and all your incredible students. And shout out to Angie Benedetti, our former board president, Peter Ayau, our current president, and just thank you. We love our work. We love South King County. We love Key to Change, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you again for your support of our organization. I also want to just acknowledge all of our staff who have been amazing with helping us put this together. Rob Simons, Gabrielle Miles, Jeffrey Liu, Nick Harper, Annalisa Ruiz, Chris Powell, and Joanne Joanne just joined us a week ago as our first communications and digital marketing manager, so we're glad to have her on board. And I also want to just congratulate one more time Dr. Natasha Cubitt, who we just hired as our new music instructor, who flew in from Michigan to be with us today. I also want to acknowledge my Uncle David, who flew in from Philadelphia to cater. My partner, Dr. James Kwan, who's beautiful support and an anchor of support. And I also want to thank our board of directors. If you are a Key to Change board member, please stand or at least raise your hand. Brenda Barnes, I saw Alex Diaz, Matt Feldmeyer, thank you. And I just want to say congratulations again to the Renton Regional Community Foundation for your award. Congratulations to all the students and the families on a job well done. Thank you so much for continuing to enroll in our program. And thank you as well to all of you for coming down to Benaroya Hall. There's a lot of events going on today. It's a nice day outside, and you could have spent it anywhere, but you spent it with us. So thank you so very much. There's a reception afterwards where you can grab a bite on your way out if you'd like. You can hang out. One thing that we have that's a bit of a tradition here at Key to Change is we have note cards outside. And we ask all of our guests to fill out a note card and tell us what your experience was like. We'd love to hear from all of you. So grab a note card and a pen if you can, and fill out one of those cards and let us know what you were moved by today, whether it was hearing from a student speak or watching students learn, hearing students play, eating the food. You tell us what you enjoyed and what you were moved by today. Thank you again so much for being here. Oh, my final thought. If you don't know this, I am an announcer on the radio, and I have a show called Unmute the Voices that airs every third Saturday of the month at 3 o'clock. You can hear my voice on air and listen to the fabulous music on Classical King 98.1. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Have a great afternoon.